Do you remember
The
the
very
21st night of September? Oh wait, hold on. This is the
is it the
wrong
twen
set. Wrong session. My name's Peter, and let me turn my light on real quick. And I'm here with Josh, of course,
Hello, hello, hello.
and welcome back to another episode of the JP Connection.
Mhm.
Josh, how are you doing today?
I'm tired.
Tired? You just woke up?
Nah, I woke up technically 4 hours ago, but I just been in bed, just chilling.
Mm.
Don't really have much to do. Not working, so been hanging out. But yeah, how you doing, dirty boy?
No, I'm doing all right. Just getting some schoolwork done.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So this is actually a funny thing because you're the one in school, and
hmm
so how's that been for you?
Um, so till this point, it's not too bad. It's pretty straightforward.
Mhm,
With no general basic writing stuff.
mhm, mhm.
Um, but but no, I still had to get used to the flow of it.
Yeah.
But overall, no, it's not as bad as I imagined. It's pretty straightforward and all that fun stuff.
Mhm.
I didn't get bullied.
You have the benefit of having online class, which is pretty sick still.
hmm
It's way more convenient for you, and you can kind of just go at your own pace, which I think is really awesome. You're taking one class, right? Just to get that
Yeah,
out of the way. Yeah,
just one class.
and it's writing composition, if I'm correct.
Mhm. Mhm.
So I guess you explain like what that is, like to people who don't know what writing comp is.
English comp, right comp, same idea.
Hmm.
It's basically like how to write essays, just like um with citations, look at the format of it.
Hmm.
But my class is different than any other composition, but like generally like the class will read like a book, discuss about it,
Hmm.
then they'll do like mini assignments, practicing,
Hmm.
writing, answering questions,
Hmm.
and then like at the end, like a final project, might be like a film or like a poster.
Hmm.
So yeah,
And your class has like a very interesting way to do assignments, right? It's way more creative. It's way more lax, if I believe, right?
yeah. So for my class, so for the final project, it's gonna be the typical English comp final project.
Hmm.
But the difference is that the professor want us to like start generating ideas and just build it up from there.
Hmm. So, what is the final paper supposed to look like? I guess like, is it supposed to be
Um,
anything that you could do, or is it like,
um,
s-
so at the beginning of the semester, I had to like look at different final projects that other
mhm,
students made in the past. The one that I take a look at was a kind of an audio final project
mhm,
or like a podcast type deal. No, like this podcast.
mhm,
um, but it's really interesting that how um that particular podcast adds a like an audio clip from a TED talk, which is like that is like mind blowing to me. I was like, wow,
mhm,
you actually like use an actual TED talk, then just explaining it to it.
mhm.
Yeah.
So, is that what you're thinking about doing? Some sort of like audio thing, or what are you planning?
So I'm planning that I might do like a film,
Mhm,
kind of the I don't know, because when it gets closer, then I'll probably generate ideas from there. But as of for now, like a film about something to do with like music lyrics.
mhm.
Yeah. So
That's cool. That's very interesting. Definitely, it seems like something that you would do, just because,
yeah.
in terms of creativity and like what and how your brain works, you have a very fascinating way that you think about like art and stuff like that, which
Mhm.
is I think is a fun thing to talk about because like not only do you have like the creative means to do it, but you actually have like experience doing it. You have the actual like interest in doing stuff like that too.
Mhm.
Like for me, I would say like, yeah, that's really cool, but I don't actually ever put in the work to do it because I'm like, I'm just too lazy. And as someone who has taken film, who actually has like done like has learned about film, I just realized that I'm not good at making film. Like I am way more of a writer versus like putting it to the screen. It's very interesting to see you actually do that. So I'm excited. Do you know what song you're gonna do?
Um, don't really know yet, not too much about the final project at the moment, but
Mhm.
as time goes on, I might, start slowly building it up.
That's good. Yeah.
Uh, yeah.
So you're in class right now, and we talk about this a lot, but like you you have a very good work ethic. Just because there are so many days where it's me and like some of our other friends were playing games. We're like, hey, we have one more spot. Let's ask a boy if he wants to play. And it's always like, oh, I'm doing homework. I'm always like trying to go the extra mile. So can you explain to I guess people who maybe don't have that same work ethic, like what makes you motivated to do that much work?
Um, I know simply like the general idea in my mind is like I have to get this done
Hmm.
as soon as I can,
Hmm.
or else like I won't get like a good grade or anything. No typical Asian thing,
Yeah.
but um, for that particular mindset, of, like bounce out, playing games with friends and schoolwork,
Hmm.
is basically like time management
Hmm.
because like pretty much like I kind of look at what's up in the week and then just starting out and then just like go along with the time that I had spent on.
Hmm.
So right now, like I'm like for the bigger assignment, I'm trying to write 3 origin stories. Um, start to generate ideas from it. So me just like balancing that with games is like I had to take that to consideration of how much thinking I need to put into writing and then just say fuck it, I will play games, I will think about it later.
Hmm.
So um yeah, like basically like my only advice to you guys, if you're in school right now, university, maybe grad school, maybe you're just doing some paperwork for your boss,
Hmm.
is to plan accordingly throughout the week because you never know if things change. Um so yeah, just plan accordingly, use manage your time wisely because sometimes you might get into like a writer's block, for example, and kind of stuck like an hour with it.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's basically like how I know so motivative in doing the work.
Yeah. I wish I had that same motivation when I was in school because I was a student who always did their homework last minute, like night before, hours before class. The only reason I was able to do that was just because I am just typically a night owl. Like I am way more active at night, and since I was also working at the time, like I worked only the night shift, so I would get home around like midnight, 12:30 ish, and then since it was already a show for me to go to sleep, I would always just do homework until like 3 a.m., then sleep for like 4 hours, wake up and do the same thing. So I was way more of a proactive night owl. Like I can't imagine planning for a project weeks in advance just because I'm like, I'll figure it out. I mean, it worked. That's how I got through. And of course, everyone's like process is different. I don't recommend my way of doing it just because, boy, was I tired. I was so sleep deprived during
Mhm.
school. Like I would legit fall asleep in classes. Like no shame, I would fall asleep. And yeah, it was a rough one. And that's something that has really affected my schedule now. Was now you had to actually I had to actually plan like appointments and checkups, and I'm like, fuck, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that right now. I don't want to apply for that job. But it's hard. But it's one of the things where like yeah, like you said, you just gotta do it.
Mhm.
And like once you just kind of get through it, you're like, okay, it sucks, but we're just doing this now. Let's just get it over with. And yeah, so make sure you do your work because oh, it's a struggle. It's a struggle bus once you don't do it.
Yeah.
I've been hella struggling with just life right now. It's
Oh, yeah,
so
do you wanna talk about it? Is it with your back?
yeah. So I guess to kind of change topics slightly. Uh, Not recently, but maybe technically a month ago, I injured my back at work, and since I do labor work, so uh, injuries are no stranger to me. I get sore all the time, so I just thought, okay, it's fine. It's just a typical back injury. It'll go away after I go to sleep after a break. So then the moment I started to panic was after my break. I got up to go back to work, and it was hard to move. Like I stood up and I tried to walk, and I was aching everywhere. So like I was like, oh, this is kind of bad. But another thought was, okay, yeah, it's just because I've been sitting for too long. As soon as I get back to work, it'll be fine. And then 15 minutes after that, I was like, no, I'm in pain. I cannot. It hurts to walk. So then I went to the medical. Um, they did their best to like treat me, but then of course it went away. Like it slightly went away, but then it began to localize into a very specific part of my back. So now only like my left side of my lower back hurts now instead of the general. And for about like 2 weeks, 3 weeks now, it's been hard to move. So like even getting out of my bed right now is like a struggle. Like when it was really fresh, I would wake up at like 8 a.m., but I'd stay in bed till 10 because I could not get up. I could not find it just hurt to wake up. I would literally like you don't hear it, but when I wake up and I get on, like I try to like stand up to like use the restroom, I literally say, fuck, 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 fuck. And then I literally just jump back to my bed. I'm like, fuck, fuck, fuck. Like it was hurting. It was bad. I can barely walk. So then the worst part is like when that kind of stuff happens to you, you begin to like your thoughts spiral.
Mhm.
And for me, that's like my worst feature. So I thought about like what if I become paralyzed? Like what if I just lose a leg and I'm like, I can't do that. No, that sucks. And but I went to get checked up from the medical people that my work provides me with, and I just hurt my back. I just threw it out. It should go away after a few more days or something, or for weeks. But work is allowing me to is making accommodations for me so I can go back to work and then I can do it safely. So I was off for work for about 2 weeks or like a week or something,
Mhm.
which has been nice. I mean, waking up and not having to go work that night is pretty amazing. I could just stay home, do nothing,
Woo.
and that's amazing. But kids, make sure you take care of your body because it fucking hurt. Like this is it sucked too because I was starting to get into a rhythm of exercising again. So like
Mhm.
I would walk and do some jogs, but then I guess since I did it for too long, I would do it for like 2 hours. All that kind of like force kept building up in my back, and it just hurt. So make sure you take care of yourselves. Make sure you do it safely because oh boy, it is not fun. And I felt bad because sometimes I'd be in call with friends of ours, and I'd be fuck, like you can barely hear it, and then I'd be like, no, I bent over to bed to pick something up. Now I hurt. So that's it. I was in pain. But luckily, been taking medicine, been trying to stretch it out, and I should be back to normal in a few weeks, maybe. So we'll see.
Yep, you never know, right?
You never know. And the worst thing is that, like I am a medical anomaly sometimes. Like I've had a lot of strange things happen to my health, and it's one of those things where I'm like, one day God is gonna like just straight up like, nah, I'm disconnecting you. I've had enough of your bullshit. That's what I think about all the time. I think about like, oh yeah, this is God's way of putting me in line. And guess what? I don't care. I'm gonna do my thing, and we'll figure it out when it happens. But I guess it was also because of this. I was thinking about quitting my job anyway.
Mhm. Mm.
I'm still currently looking for other jobs, and obviously YouTube isn't my full time thing. It will never be my full time thing just because it's so risky to do that.
Especially with your audience.
Oh yeah, no, that's something I know is gonna happen anyway. Is that my I'm gonna get stale. I'm gonna like stagnate a little bit, and I'm like that's fine. I mean, I don't. This is what you should expect, especially when you're doing videos. You're gonna plateau, and I'm kind of accepting that. I'm like, yeah, it's fine. Not every video is gonna do well. Not every video is gonna do the same way, but it is what it is. You just gotta
It
keep,
is what it is.
yeah, you just keep doing it, and you're just gonna keep building up little by little. And yeah, fucking job searching is hard, man. I'm we're both we have such different issues happening.
Yep.
So you're also looking to new jobs, right? How's that been
Yeah.
going?
Um, no, but just like it's not too bad, but at the same time, it's like just one of those considerate things.
Mhm,
Just like if this job is suitable,
mhm,
for like the time, pay, work.
mhm,
But at the moment, I got like one job in mind, but I might have to look at other jobs, see if it's more suitable.
mhm,
If those other jobs are not suitable, then no, might as well take that job.
mhm. Makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
Same here. I've been applying to a bunch of jobs I could, and always the hardest part is experience. Like this is something I keep like complaining about just because it's like I don't have the experience. I barely just got out of school, and it's just rough to find something because most jobs that I'm looking for my like uh field is like you need 5+ years of this, you need to have experience. I'm like, I've been in school, I don't have experience. Granted, should I take internships? Probably, but it's kind of hard to take internships when you're working and you're in school.
Hmm.
It's like they expect you, they give you all the options. They're like, here's options that you can do. Cool. Do I have time to do them? For and enough time to be healthy? No. You're gonna be in fact tired. You're gonna be fucking in hell. Is it worth it? Maybe. But it's also like job security is so rough because you never know. Like maybe this isn't for you. You're gonna learn about that. It's like, well, I wasted all that time in school doing something that wasn't even like part of my plan. So it's like, what you gonna do? Either way, you're gonna lose.
Hmm.
God, I sound like a fucking negative ass person.
I don't know.
I don't know what it's. This is just me. I'm just tired.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
tired of life.
entire life.
No, but realistically, I always tell people this. Like whenever they're unsure about something, fuck it, just see what happens. I've adopted that mindset, and it has carried me thus far. So see what happens. Just keep applying yourself, do shit, and
Hmm.
then wherever you end up, that's where you end up, and you just gotta make the most of it because life is all about luck. There is luck involved, but what matters most is whether you're prepared for that luck, whether it's good or bad. You gotta be prepared. I see our. I just realized our attitudes match our fucking wardrobe that we're wearing.
Oh yeah.
You're wearing your bright ass pink tie dye shirt.
It's not a tie dye, it's just a straight up pink
Oh,
shirt
it looks like tie dye from my point of view. And I'm here wearing dark ass colors.
in a
Fuck,
hoodie.
I'm covered up. Yeah, I don't know. It was one of the shirts I had in my bed. I was like, I'm just gonna wear it because it's also getting colder over here, which is nice.
Oh yeah.
Like it. rained for a little. I don't know if it rained or if it was just hella windy, but like it's getting colder, and I'm like, hell yeah.
Yep.
But that means it's gonna be a bitch at work, so that's gonna be fun. But you'll figure it out. People will figure it out. You will be fine.
Yeah, you'll be fine no matter what.
Yeah, that's one thing that like you kind of learn as you grow up is that literally no one's ready.
Mhm.
People are seem ready. People seem like they're doing fine, when in reality they're just struggling just as much as you. No one's figured anything out because life fucking sucks. And don't expect yourself to figure it out just because other people seem like they figure it out. Yeah, that's my wisdom. What's yours, boy?
Uh, everything what that you said.
No one's ready.
No one's ready. Yep.
Mhm. That's something that I wish they taught that they teach you about in school. Like, obviously, they teach you about like the whole, the growth mindset, shit like that.
Mhm.
But I'm like, I guess that's fair. But like, my approach is like, honestly, realistically, no people are just bullshitting their way through life.
Oh yeah.
Like 100%, everyone's just trying to do their jobs. Like even the person who has denied you, they're probably like, man, this person seems like a good person. Unfortunately, this other person told me I can't do it. So I had to be the bearer of bad news and say, sorry, dude, you couldn't get that job. You couldn't, or your grade wasn't as good as I wanted it to be. It's kind of like literally everyone's just fucking struggling. And you can't be upset about that.
Yeah.
This is gonna spiral into like a very political conversation for me.
I
So
know.
let's
Yeah, yeah, let's move on.
let's move on.
Let's move on. All right. So from the last episode, no, the words of Waldo for the Mr. Set the Sky.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna pull up on screen right now, movie magic. And then on the big circle, the big red circle, it's obvious. It's big and red. It's menacingly.
Shout out to our blind audience. Because like, where the fuck I don't see shit.
So that's where we are. We're at the front row. It's like we said in the last episode, it's way easier.
Is it though?
Way
It's way easier for us.
yeah.
Cause like, oh no, I'm glad that we creed like moved us to those seats specifically
Mhm,
because we had no one walk behind us, which I thought was
mhm.
amazing.
That's a good thing.
It was amazing. Fucking that entire like weekend was like still like crazy. We did so
I
much,
know.
and it rained too. Oh my Christ,
Yeah,
we went out so much.
but at least we all have fun, right?
You did have fun, which I think is the more important point.
Yes. So that's the little fun reveal of Where's Waldo.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but champions, Valorant VCT champions.
VCT
We've
Istanbul.
yes. So we've been keeping up with it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I know I watched like most of the beginner matches, but for you, boy, you can be keeping up with all the matches.
Been trying to at least.
Trying to, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, so we're currently in playoffs. I think we're at top
Top four, top
top
four.
four or top six.
Let
Like,
me look at this.
because I know it's Lao versus Optic in the upper finals. It's going to be FPX and yeah, I think this is top four. It's gonna be FPX versus DRX in lower bracket finals.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's top four, right?
Yeah,
Okay, cool. So we currently have we pretty much have every region as they have one team in. So we really have one NA team as Optic. We have Brazil with Loud. We have Korea DRX, and we have EMEA as FPX. So, boy, any predictions? Anyone you're rooting for specifically?
looking at the final, like the top four.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's no semifinals, like quarterfinals are best out of three now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so probably between Loud and Optic, right?
Yeah.
Alright. if Optic can pull it off, then I want to see Optic. But if Loud wins, that's fine. And then for um FPX versus who's the other team?
DRX.
Oh,
Korea, baby.
Korea. Um, if DRX can pull it off, I'm okay with it. If FPX, it's just like I just don't really care. But as long as like one of them moves on,
Yeah, your team got fucking destroyed. You're rooting for 100 Thieves, weren't you?
yeah.
And they got fucking washed. Yeah, so destroyed.
Oh yeah,
Unfortunately. Uh,
yeah, it's
I don't
Smash.
want FPX to win. That's it. I don't like. I'm not cheering for EU. I would rather have DRX or Lao take the win. I'm fine with NA taking third place. That's because DRX because Asians woohoo.
Woohoo.
Loud. I've obviously have a connection with Brazil, but not. It's not even just that. Like I really love the way they play. Like they're such an underdog team, especially
hmm
because no one cares about the Brazilian scene, and I just want another team to win that's not NA or like as one of those superstar teams.
hmm
Because FPX already won. They won last year's VCT. Optic are consistently like one of the best teams in North America. DRX, I'm cool with DRX too, just because they've always lost in playoffs. Like
hmm
they always get fifth, sixth. So now they have a chance to get third, or they have a chance to get third, top three. But they're playing against FPX, and FPX is a really good team. So I'm like,
hmm
I don't. I'm nervous for the boys, but they beat one EU team, they can be another one. So I'm excited.
Yeah.
I won't be able to watch. I won't be able to watch the entire thing though. I have to go to my. I have an appointment to go to in the morning. So sad.
Boo.
It shouldn't be too long. It's the fact that it's waiting. I hate the waiting part.
hmm
Like paperwork is a bitch. Waiting is a bitch. And like, oh god, paperwork sucks. I hate paperwork. I literally spent. I went to the first time I visited the doctor. I was there for 2 hours, and I'm pretty sure half the hour, like an hour, was dedicated to doing paperwork, and
mm.
then turn that in, and then okay, now wait for your name, and I'm like, why? Just take, just checkmate. Am I dead? But I guess speaking of champions, you bought yourself that whole champion little your champion Phantom Ninja.
Yeah.
So what made you decide to make one of your only purchases in Valorant? Because you
Oh,
you you never you never buy skins. You buy maybe the bundle and that's it.
yeah.
But you never buy specifically skins. So why is it that you buy the champion Phantom?
Um, no, mainly because like, me playing Valorant over than a year or two. Um, kind of is like, with like the Champions Vandal last year, it wasn't really that fitting.
Mm-hmm.
But for this year, I really like how no, it's because the bait because every time you get killed, it builds more crystal, builds
Mm-hmm.
crystals around it, which is very cool. And then also when you expect it, it shows like the drop from the main champions team of this year is Fire Again. Anyway, but Davin's doing a remix tomorrow of the recording, which I'm fucking excited about.
Fire again.
Yeah. Um, but I just really like the design and since I played Valorant for like more than at least like 200 matches with you and everyone else who plays Valorant,
Yeah.
no, might as well buy it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I really like that's the one thing I really appreciate about the Phantom versus the Vandal was that it actually rewards you for your consistently for doing good.
hmm
Like the fact that your finisher is different, it shines brighter if you're top fragging and you have like what 25 kills.
hmm
Like obviously incentivizes going for those kills, but and it's a team game. But regardless, the fact that it does reward you if you do well, that's bigger than anything. Like I like that kind of reward. If you're doing well, you're going to get reward for a cooler version of the gun.
Mhm.
So I think it's kind of cool. It's kind of neat. Um, I don't know. I didn't buy it just because I don't ever expect myself to do that well. I'm very much of a, and I also have like 5 other skins I don't use.
Oh,
So I'm kind
yeah.
of like, I'm just gonna use one of these ones to call it a day. And it's been going well. And you've been popping off with it. Like literally as soon as day one you bought it, you've been clutching up like almost every single game.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, how? Where is this? Like I see the way you play, and I'm not gonna say the way you play is wrong. I'm just saying it's very unorthodox. You are the definition of I'm gonna crouch and you're gonna die. You just holding it down. And I'm always like, ah, okay, whatever. You know what? I can't say shit. You're carrying this team right now. I'm not gonna say shit. You're doing fine. Just keep playing you.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how you do it. Like you have so much confidence in yourself that I'm pretty sure no one else on the team could do that other than you. Like everyone else would get one pick and run. You went in like 1v4. Spike's already planted down. You're like, I'm gonna kill everyone. And you did, you got the round and you won. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know how you did this. I can't fathom. The way you play is an enigma to me. Like everyone else we play with, they play a proper tactical shooter. They are trying to take their shots, perfectly. You're running in there, ray satchel and sky flashing. I'm just gonna go in there, and I'm like, fuck it, let's go. I'm just gonna chase after you, and you are gonna kill everyone. I'm just gonna make sure you don't die. I, d- I don't know how you do it. It's so
I know.
strange. That's I can't fathom.
It's just bizarre things with me.
It is very bizarre. It's
Also,
the way you
with the
do it.
wall yesterday, with that wall trick on
Oh
Pearl.
yeah. Do you want to explain what happened?
Alright, so during one of the Champions matches, it was, Paper Rex.
Mhm.
Um, so the first time this is, like, weird, it's not weird, it's a unique position,
Mhm.
in Pearl from Beat Linked, on the top of the boxes. So, um, the first time it was literally you had to play as Raze and you had to satchel, onto the top of the box. And then from what I can remember is that, it's a satchel, ult, and then try to play a pick with the ult. And then the second time, is with Sage, Sage and Raze. There is a specific wall, and with Raze's satchels, I had to jump up, and then the wall has to come with me.
Mhm.
Yeah, and which is the hardest part whenever we try to play Pearl. And, like, literally in matches, no custom, literally just, like, "Let's
Mhm.
fucking figure this out."
We did it once. We got the one thing. I don't know. The position wasn't correct though, but you were on the box.
Yeah.
The hardest thing is because they don't really show what is happening. They don't do like the whole third person perspective, and they show you where uh, Sage is lining up to do the wall.
Mhm.
I'm kind of just guesstimating and trying to move my mouse a little bit. So granted, even though he did get on the wall, he was technically over it. It wasn't the same one that was able to see and to belong.
Mhm.
But the fact that we got it, that's kind of enough for me. Because we spent, I think, what, 2 days trying to do that?
Yeah.
And we finally did it. So it's like, cool. And we still won the round too. We're
Yeah.
messing around and we still won. Literally, every time we play Pearl, it's Jazz pressing lineups, it's Matt playing Neon, and it's Josh running around with Omen. And it's just us two fucking idiots. Like, all right, ready, 3, 2. Oh shit, I messed up. Okay, run away. It's that panic of, oh no, I hear a mid. Boy, hurry up, please, please. So Pearl is like, it's such a fun map just because the way we play is really fun.
Mhm.
Like it's everyone practicing, which I think is the perfect. That's still one thing to do underrated is you practice.
Mhm.
Like you practice characters you don't use. You practice like lineups and stuff like that. Even though I'm not much of a lineup nerd, you just practice stuff. And okay, if you win, that's cool. If you lose, that's fine. Get your ass whooped and you learn. That's the way I teach. You get you whoop ass and you learn. That's the fighting game player in me. That's the one who grew up in the toxic fighting game environment, which is not toxic at all. It's
Mhm.
just it's just old. It's an old way to learn.
Oh, yeah.
I've been thinking about getting back to fighting games again, professionally or
Oh.
competing. Like I don't know, there's something about it like I really miss, especially since more or offline events are coming back up.
Mhm.
Like there's been in like the past 2 3 months alone, there's been like 5 7 tournaments all throughout the country,
Mhm.
and I'm like, oh, it'd be sick if I can like, and I know how to fucking use the airport by myself.
Mhm.
So like now I think about, it, I'm like that can be kind of cool though. I can literally take a flight by myself. I can pay for it, and I can just book a hotel room for like 3 days, three
Mhm.
days, 2 nights, and then just take an Uber back home, or take an Uber airport back home. And I'm like, that'd be kind of sick though, especially since it would just be me. Don't gotta coordinate with my brother about when we can go eat. It's like I can go eat if I want to. I'm a big boy. I can do whatever I want. And I don't know. I've been thinking about getting back out there and playing again.
Instead of JPEG is simply
That's gonna be the hard part because I JPEG has been my IGN for 2 3 years, and everyone in my community has known me as JPEG. So it's kind of like I don't know if I could change it, but I probably should just because I'm more regarded as simply by other
Mhm.
people. So it's like that's a hard one. Should it just be simply or should it be simply ordinary? That's the
If you
hard
wanna
one.
keep it, like, nice, simply, but more, like, competitive, simply ordinary.
I told you, but like, well, I would change it if I could.
I mean,
It'd be SO.
you can change it, but
ESSO.
it feels like it's like you started as a new player, you know?
I am a new player. I haven't played in like 3 years.
Oh, okay.
I haven't played in a hot minute. I haven't been practicing. I've been mostly playing Valorant or playing Apex or
Mhm.
YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
The one thing I actually been thinking about buying my own like Switch, buying my own console, and like plugging
Mhm.
into my own monitor because I know I can actually stream like Smash and stuff like that,
Mhm.
so I can actually like get the whole LAN effect. And I have another fucking cable too, but I don't want to buy another Switch.
You can buy, like oh, yeah, yeah, buy another Switch, and you're not gonna use it for, like, 2 months.
So, then I can just move mine from the base and just plug it up here, but that's too much work, and I don't want to do that
Oh, yeah.
because then I have to replug it back in downstairs. Something like that's a bitch to do.
Mhm.
But yeah, I've been wanting to go to tournaments just because I miss it. I miss the whole competitive nature of fighting games. It's way different from like competitive shooters
Mhm.
because it's like raw individual skill, which I'm all about. Like I don't want to win because someone else on my team is good. I want to win because I did good. And it's like, yeah. Plus, I don't. Okay, this is a personal question. Do you believe that carry people do exist? Like, people care. Like, when you carry someone that like, do you believe in that mindset? Like, if you carrying does exist
Like, in tournaments or, like,
in
through
like Valorant. Like, let's say you're fighting against someone like a team, and everyone on the team is not that good except one person. Do you believe that this is such a weird question to frame, but like,
Mhm.
do you think hard carry exists? Like, oh, they only won because they have a good carry. Do you believe that exists?
No.
Okay, why not?
Because in most, like, video game tournaments, like Call of Duty League or Valorant or even Paladins even Paladins,
I put it in
uh,
there.
yeah, um Apex and all that, it's more of a team effort. Um, like, yeah, like, the most amount of kills, yeah, that's pretty good at their end, but overall, they, it's a team game, and at least, like, they want to compete to win.
Mhm,
But in my personal, like, experience with, like, hard carry and for Valorant, Paladins, um, it's not as much because it's more relying on teammates, on it's a basically, like, communication thing.
mhm. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. No, I'm in the same boat. I'm only asking just because, um, the way our friend group exists, mostly everyone in our friend group is a defense player. I think you and Josh are like the only people who don't play defensively. Like even as like more supportive characters, you still play more aggressively compared to like me, Jazz, and Matt. I'm like a flex, but it's a weird thing just because do you like being called the carry? Do you like that title?
No.
Why?
Is this like, say that if I was tense, um, then yeah. No, it's considered, like, very carry out the, like, this entire Sentinels team, but if it was just me, I would not call myself carry because no, it's just like I said, it's like basically like I had to communicate. It's like, okay, where's them at? Where are they at? When that happened?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'm with that just because like even if a person's getting a lot of kills, it's people who are setting up for that. Like it's all
Hmm.
the people who are using util. It's people who are pushing first, like baiting themselves, or even just like simply taking the fight first, you dying and then you trade. It's like, see,
Hmm.
you probably wouldn't have gone that if one person didn't do a lot of damage. That's why I don't know. It's a weird question just because I don't like being called the hard carry either. Like granted, like do I believe I'm okay? Yes, I believe my skills are fine for who I am for the amount of play. I think it's fine. Like I'm completely average. But like it's especially like when I'm having a very good game and people are like, "Oh yeah, no, you carried us." It's like, "No, no, no, no. Don't say that shit." Because I think I'm of the personal belief that if you are playing a supportive character or someone who uses util more, and the fact that they either couldn't get on site or the fact that you got a lot of assists, I think you're doing your job perfectly fine. Like especially that when like Matt switched to Breach more and he's getting like 10, like 15 assists in a game. I'm like, see, like you are doing your job perfectly fine. You are not initiating the fight, or you are not picking the fight. You are allowing your duelist or someone on site to fight first. And I'm like,
Hmm.
that's because I hate when people pay attention to numbers too much. It's like, oh, I only have 3 kills. Everyone else in my friend group has like 7. And I'm like, yeah, but either that means you're a duelist and you're doing your job correctly, you're getting on site, you're creating space, and you're getting traded, or you're a supportive player like Smoke or Initiator, and you're getting a lot of assists. And I'm like, that's perfectly fine. If if you feel like you're doing your job correctly, I think there's no shame in like having that low amount of kills.
Hmm.
I I hate the mentality of, oh yeah, we may have lost, but I got 35 kills, so I think I did pretty
It
good. I'm
doesn't
like,
really mean anything.
yeah, like you still lost, nerd.
It's just the score matters
Yeah.
than the kills.
Mhm. Like I again, this is unrated, so like people are just going for kills, high kills no matter what. But
Hmm.
like I think even in like comp games, people are like too preoccupied about kills and like what they look like on the scoreboard.
Hmm.
And I'm like, that's not how you should be playing this game. You should be playing to win. Yeah,
Hmm.
fucking nerd. This is another like weird like scar on me for some reason. Like especially from like competing in fighting games. It's like you take your L's. It doesn't matter what you did, even if it was a close game. No, you take your L. You lose and you try again next year. But I'm fucking thankful that like fighting games has allowed me to have that mentality. Because low key, if I didn't have that, I think I would be even like more angry at Valorant than I
Oh
already
yeah.
am. Like, oh yeah, it's whatever. Just deal with it. Versus fuck, this is so unfair. What the fuck? And I'm like, nah, you dealt bigger bullshit than this. You've lost way more playing
Oh,
fighting
yeah.
games. I've lost actual money. So awesome. But yeah, that's a weird long tangent. I don't know why.
Yeah, on competing.
Yeah, just because I really love esports. Professional games are just really interesting to me, just because it's an entirely different mindset. Like seeing how actual pro teams use each other's util and like coordinatedly, like we can barely, I can barely coordinate my own util myself. I always use my util at the wrong time, just because I'm like I'm just gonna just do this just in case.
Just in case.
Yeah, I'm really bad at util, and like even like coordinating util, like my favorite one is the breach fade raise, breach stun fade, uh, stick, and then raise grenade, like on Haven. Like I think
Mhm.
that's like my favorite thing, just because you're using so much util, but if it works, you're getting so much damage. So it's like that's such a sick thing that like normal teams couldn't even use properly.
Just like the wall.
I don't know. Like it's a weird thing. I love when it's how people think the game differently. That's definitely
Mhm.
what I appreciate because it's I don't know. Like, do you like watching competitive like games? Like, are you a big fan of that? Or are you much more of a I don't really care.
It's just, in the middle. It's like, I don't really care, but I'll still watch it.
You watch it just because of the people watching it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's why we've been people don't know this, but me, boy, and friend Matt, we've been having like a lot of VT watch parties. Like it'll be us just like 8 a.m., 9 a.m. waking up and we're like, hey, let's watch a VT and like sure why not? And it's a lot of just hanging out with the boys and talking about Valorant. So I think it's fun. But yeah, that's pretty much it about Valorant. Unless you have anything else you want to add about Valorant.
No, I think anything that we talk about for the past, like, probably, like, 30 minutes ish. I don't
Yeah,
know, um, but yeah, far again, pretty banger song, pretty banger track.
I need to listen. I haven't listened to Fire again. I should probably listen to it.
Yeah. It
So
was simply ordinary reaction.
I'm not gonna do a reaction. The my one VC my one Valorant reaction was my one hit wonder. That's what set me up, and then I stopped doing it, but because who the fuck watches Riot stuff? Like, I don't want to be that guy. I like my brand of what I'm doing.
Mhm.
My brand is pretty solid. I've been taking a break from videos to focus on recovering, and it's been kind of weird. I feel guilty
Oh,
as
yeah.
hell. I feel so guilty
Oh,
just because like the translators have been so helpful, and I'm not reciprocating it. So it's like, ooh, but like it's kind of hard to do videos when you wake up feeling like shit.
oh, yeah.
So we'll see.
Yep.
But hopefully, in a few days, I'll be able to record something and upload it next week.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's all I need to talk about, though. Do you have any other thoughts?
Um, not really. Not
Mm-hmm.
really, but, I know, like, personally, we both talk about, the New Year's festival coming up in December.
Oh yeah, Decadence.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess for those who don't know, there's going to be a festival coming New Year's, like what December
Just
30th.
yeah, just to the 31st, New
Okay, yeah.
Year's Eve.
So it's a 2 day festival, and Boy and I, uh, Boy knows more about the music. So if you want to talk about that,
Yeah, so last year, I don't think I talked about this last year, but this year the lineup is it's kind of mid in my opinion, but some of the pretty good artists like Dylan Francis, Porter Robson's doing a DJ set on New Year's Eve. Um, but yeah, so if anyone's living in Colorado and plan to go to Decadence and you see me and the boy, oh come say hi. Just let you know, and then in the future episode I won't say anything. Um But yeah, I went there last year. It was pretty good actually. Last year was pretty good. I had a fun time.
That's good.
But this year's just kind of more, um, a little more. This is less artists in the lineup than last year, but I just don't mind it. No, um, I don't mind just going again. No, just
Mhm.
have a good time.
Yeah. So I don't know any of the artists. I know like Paul Robinson. That's it.
Yeah.
So I think I'm probably gonna go just because we'll see what else my family's doing for New Year's
Hmm.
because we usually have like a big celebration, but we're not doing anything. Especially
Yeah.
since now
Yeah.
everyone's older, like
Oh yeah.
everyone kind of goes out anyway.
Yeah.
So I probably just might buy the tickets anyway,
Hmm.
and then just go. We'll see.
Yeah.
But it really depends on what family is doing.
And then if everyone else in our friend group is going,
Mhm. I mean, it's pretty solid. This is gonna be you. It's gonna be Korea, I think.
yeah,
Probably Leia. Probably Champy's gonna go too.
J-Hwa, maybe we're gonna invite J-Hwa back.
Oh, dude, I think J-Ho's gonna have so much fun. These are the boys. Ah, God. I'm cool with hanging out with my boy for New Year's because he's my boy. Oh, good. All right. Do you need to talk about anything else, boy?
um, so oh yeah, so just a heads up, I might be going back to YouTube starting next year. I've been thinking of some fun projects that I might be doing. But it's in a progress. I
Mm-hmm.
cannot speak English today. Cannot speak the English today, but
Those.
I'm making some ideas about it. I'll kind of building ideas for now, and then see what's going to happen from there.
Woo!
It's gonna be way different than any of my videos that I have in the past. So
Welcome back to YouTube.
no Penguin's Temple. It might be some other day, but
Tengu's Bemple.
Penguin's Temple.
Pempu.
Temple.
Dude, are you also gonna do reaction content? Me and you, buddy. We can do
No,
reaction content together.
too. It's way too easy to get views. Way too easy.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
it's too easy. I want to do something more because I want to do more because I want to like focus more on the video editing stuff. So might just like make a video, then edit it up. Just edit it, experiment with editing a bit.
Mm.
Yeah.
You're gonna be an artsy fartsy kind of person.
Oh yeah.
I could totally see you being one of those animator YouTubers, like the shitty drawing, and then it's you frame by frame animating what's happening. That's what I
Oh
can
yeah.
see you doing. I imagine you have enough creativity and like willpower to actually do that shit.
Oh yeah.
Like I did draw my life for like my last year project.
Hmm.
That took me hours to even just draw because I was drawing on the spot. I wasn't even thinking about what I was doing. I was literally just and I was like, I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm just gonna just draw. I had like a bloody nose because I've been looking down at the ground like this, and I'm like sweating. I'm like, oh, fuck, this is due in like 2 days. I gotta edit this too. So yeah, I could see doing some sort of like artsy fartsy type stuff.
Hmm.
But I can't wait to see what you come back with because he hasn't even told me what he's doing. This is the first time I'm
Oh yeah.
hearing that he's coming
Oh
back. So
yeah. Yeah. I'm just making ideas. I'm just like kind of generate ideas for now
mhm.
and to see what's going to happen from there.
Sounds awesome. Can't wait.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Do you need to talk about anything else?
I
That's pretty
think
much
that's
it.
all. Yeah.
Yoo-hoo!
VCT, my bag.
Mabaya.
Uh,
School.
fun. Yep. School. Fun. Set the sky
Hmm.
stuff. But yeah. So no, if you guys obviously enjoy this, no, obviously like the button, like like the button. Turn on the notification bells after you subscribe to the channel. And then you go follow Mr. Josh's Simply Ordinary Brazilian content in the description. And then anything else? And then next month is going to be October next.
Spooky.
spooky. We're I don't know. We might do another fun costume thing again, but who knows? Who knows?
We could be Fanboy and Chum Chum from
I don't know
Fanboy
about
and
that.
You don't know do you not know Fanboy
I
and Chum?
I, I know Fanboy and Chum Chum, but I was like, I
Dude,
don't
we could be Fanboy and Chum Chum. That's like the perfect combination.
know.
I'll
Oh
wear the
my
big. I'll be like a big ass orange. They wear the big ass orange, like, or we could
fucking
be
sad decks.
yeah. But so we'll figure it out, and then that'd be kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anything else, boy?
Oh, that is it.
All right. This is the end of our podcast.
And this has been JP.